So I'm gonna take this time to relate to you the experiences I've had with DMT, which is a psychedelic compound known to expand humans to the universe. I've taken variations of the substance numerous times, but I'm going to be primarily talking about my experience with the 2CE, which is characterized as the strongest drug in the world. Now, I can definitely say that that experience has been one of the most life-changing days of my life, and I will never forget that day and what I felt and the things that I saw. Now, I snorted a bunch of it in a forest, not far from where I live. I usually go hang out in the forest, and I did it with my friend, and you know, I really was not expecting it. That's what I'm about to say, because first of all, I kind of like blacked out first for the first 20 minutes or so, meaning, I wasn't like nodding out like I do on dope, not that I do dope, but like I'm saying, like it's not like the nodding out sensation. It's more like I was there, but I was just not in my own consciousness. I was kind of like dead, as in my mind was somewhere else, which is really weird. And after the 20 minutes, then I started seeing shit. I came back to the forest, and all these like geometric patterns started appearing, and the humming noise that is often associated with the experience, I heard it. And I was really terrified, because it was like I wasn't in control anymore. And it's like it kills your ego, and I have a really big ego apparently, so I was very unaccepting of the trip. And that's why I was freaking out, because all the plants and trees around me weren't plants and trees anymore. They were like lattice patterns, like that triple flower pattern thing. It was like everywhere. And even if I tried to close my eyes to stop trying to see it, I still saw it in the darkness. And it just wouldn't go away. Like everywhere I looked, like there was like these trails following me, like of these geometric patterns that I can only compare to like the patterns you see in like the old century cathedrals, and like the glass stained windows in those ancient churches from like Europe and stuff. And it was just, I thought I was dying. I thought like I wasn't gonna see tomorrow. Like I thought everything that I knew just collapsed, and like I was like in this hole, and I didn't know, my mind did not perceive any way of like connecting my life to what I was experiencing right now. So I was like, I felt like I was dying, like something was really fucking weird. It's like, and I couldn't stop saying, I want to die, 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 because I was so unaccepting of that. I wasn't used to it. This not being a human, not having an ego anymore, and just evaporating into the structure of atoms in the universe, because that's what it was. It's like, if you ever seen the movie Doctor Strange, the little patterns coming into themselves and collapsing and just keep on changing like a machine, that's what I was seeing. Like all these plants and trees, they like combine and turn into like some structure that I couldn't, that was beyond myself. And you know, it did, like, change my perception of reality. I mean, I kind of knew this before, but, like, everything is just the same thing. Like, when you get really down to it, and, like, you know, the cycles of life and death, everything is just one thing. Like an atom, everything is made of the same atom. And I saw that, like, my skin was turning into the trees and everything became just one thing. And I couldn't even distinguish anything from itself. I couldn't tell you where one thing began, like one object. Even my hands, I've seen my hands. I just completely, like, felt like everything was, like, becoming just energy and reverberating, and ultimately that is revelating to the compound of life itself, which is why it's called compound of life molecule or whatever. And it lasted for several, like, a few hours, and then after a few hours, like 2, 3, 4 hours, I was able to get up and walk. And that's when I started, like, I was walking around my neighborhood with a friend, and it was like a dream. That's the only thing I could, and only after that day did I realize that all that shit actually happened. Like, I walked into a deli with my friend, but I thought I was dreaming that I was in the deli, and that everything I was saying, I didn't think that I was saying out loud. But it turns out that I was saying it out loud, and everybody could hear me. And they must have thought, man, this bitch is crazy, or she's doing some crazy drugs, because I was saying some really, not controversial stuff, but, like, some, I can't even remember what I was saying, but I was like, it's really weird. It's really hard to describe unless you've actually taken it and you know. Like, I just felt like I wasn't in reality anymore. Like, I was dreaming everything happening to me. And it was really cool. And, like, even when I was eating, like, a burger, I thought I was dreaming that I was eating a burger. And I was in my hand, but I didn't think it was actually there. And then I ended up, like, throwing it out in the forest somewhere. And then I was like, what just happened? Did that really just happen? Even though it wasn't anything crazy like that, I just couldn't believe the reality of my situation. I was like, I'm here in this forest and the sky is blue and I've been here before. It's really trippy, obviously. And, you know, that really still influences my life to this day, because I realize what the nature of the universe is, and it's really fragile. Like, the things we have precious to us, like my identity, really doesn't exist. It's just this thing that we made up, and all these structures that we make, like these buildings and houses, really all just an illusion that it's standing still and there's time. In reality, everything is just chaos. And for a while, I would get scared every time it became nighttime, because I felt, like, really paranoid that I was losing control, which is not good. And that's kind of why I don't recommend people with mental illnesses this drug, because it caused me to feel powerless and paranoid for a while after, especially for females who are not usually like that, like really into the roller coastery type of feeling of drugs. If you're someone who wants to have control all the time, I wouldn't recommend, because it could scare you, and it scared me for a while, until I was able to accept the fact that, you know, it's okay to let go. It's okay to not be who you are. It's okay because in the end, there's something else beyond us that's waiting. So the fact that there's something out there that's beyond this fear, it's scary and beautiful at the same time. And you know, I'll try to be more specific because I feel like I'm not making much sense. It's like, because life is so random, I thought that something randomly disastrous and life damaging would happen to me. Like, oh, life is so full of chaos, so that means I could die right now. Like, a plane could like crash into my apartment right now, for all I know. And I don't want that to happen because I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my family, everything that I know. But over time, you know, sometimes, but very rarely, that feeling comes back. But I've learned how to control that fear, paranoid feeling. Because really the best way to do that is just to face the fear and realize that yes, maybe that's really what the truth is. But because of that, I'm gonna make every present moment that I have something meaningful, and I'm not gonna waste my time anymore on bullshit. I'm gonna do things with love, compassion, and things that make me and others happy, thereby improving my life quality. There, I think I explained it pretty well there. Yeah. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed my little anecdote. Peace out.